Relevant, important, convenient. This is Ohio Tonight from the Ohio News Network.
At least 100 hurricane evacuees are expected in the city of Akron before the end of this week. Now, after renovating a rundown apartment complex in Akron, a Northeast Ohio landlord signs an 11th-hour agreement that will allow him to house some of those survivors. ONN's Brian McIntyre has the details.
You can see the sign as big as day from South Arlington Road here in Akron. King James Court Apartments now leasing. Technically, they're sold out, but management will make room for up to 15 new tenants who will have traveled a long way to be here, and they don't have many options. New ownership took over this place a year ago, and renovations have continued since then. Management learned of an opportunity recently to house people evacuated from the Gulf region after Hurricane Katrina. Now, they could be here in Akron as soon as tonight. So late last week, the new ownership entered into a use restriction agreement with housing authorities. Now, basically, that means the newly renovated townhomes here can be used for Section 8 housing. So the evacuees who come here won't have to pay full rent.
My whole team's going to be here till midnight, every night of this week. They all promise, each and every one of them. That's my #1 renovation team.
Getting the place ready.
Yes.
Why is that important to you? Why is it important to be able to help these people here?
Again, contribution, giving. It's a great feeling.
Ken Ippolito says he expects the business community here, as well as his staff and his residents, to chip in whatever the evacuees may need while they're here. That could be food, clothing, appliances, even jobs. Meanwhile, to the north, Cleveland is expecting 350 to 400 evacuees from the south by Thursday. Reporting from Akron, I'm Brian McIntyre, the Ohio News Network.
Relevant, important, convenient. This is Primetime Ohio from the Ohio News Network.
Akron's emergency relief community expects 100 Hurricane Katrina evacuees in that community by the end of the week. ONN's Brian McIntyre takes us to an apartment complex there whose timely $3 million facelift gives its owner an opportunity to make a pleasant difference in those survivors' lives.
The staff of King James Court Apartments says this unit is in very good condition in comparison to other units before new ownership took over last year.
It wasn't too good at all.
John Sayer, who might have been reluctant to do any reading outside his apartment 2 years ago, says it wasn't even a safe place to live.
As it started getting dark, my door was staying locked and I was in for the night. There was no coming back out.
But now renovations are almost done, just in time for owner Ken Ippolito to open his doors to hurricane evacuees.
Told my attorney Thursday, I said, get it done. And he got it done Friday.
Get what done?
The deal with HUD, which allows them to fly the people in to this property.
You could pay $750 a month to live here, but the evacuees will receive one-year vouchers. The Akron Metropolitan Housing Authority will determine how much they pay. And if for whatever reason they learn they're able to go back home before that year is up, they'll be able to do so with 30 days notice.
Everybody's pulling their resources together, getting food and furniture. They will help out, give them free gas, free electric.
Ken can accommodate 5 families immediately, but he'll be ready to take in 10 more by the end of the week as the renovations continue.
My whole team's going to be here till midnight, every night of this week.
I'm going to be chipping in with some of the guys here tonight, helping get some apartments ready for them and stuff and situated and see what we can to get things as comfortable for them as can be.
When the survivors arrive, they'll have a safe, clean place to live.
Contribution, giving. It's a great feeling.
You know, if I was in their situation, I'd be praying for anybody to help me.
In Akron, I'm Brian McIntyre, the Ohio News Network.
Live from News Channel 5, this is WEWS, News Channel 5 at 6.
Very encouraging, Jonathan. Akron's Metropolitan Housing Authority expects at least 100 survivors of Hurricane Katrina to seek housing in that community. The owners of the newly renovated King James Court townhomes signed a deal with HUD, which will allow those apartments to become Section 8 housing. That means survivors will receive one-year vouchers, and the AMHA will determine their rent payment. Management at King James will take up to 15 families.
Thank you very much. That's not all. Akron's Metropolitan Housing Authority expects at least 100 Katrina survivors to seek housing in that city. The owners of the newly renovated King James Court townhome signed a deal with HUD, which will allow those apartments to become Section 8 housing. That means survivors will receive one-year vouchers, and the AMHA will subsidize their rent payment. Management at King James will accept up to 15 families.